guys, I'm still making my meatballs, but I have a surprise guest. Come over some, Mama. My baby decided she wanted to help me make meatballs. Say hello.
Hello.
This is Jayen.
This is Jayen.
Tell them how old you are.
8.
Speak it to the camera. You got to talk loud.
8.
She's 8. When is your birthday? Just say October.
October.
Okay. Well, I said it before. Put it that way. Her birthday is in October. Hold on. I'm going to give you another one. Now, I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about Jayen. I just thought I would come in and talk to y'all right quick about my baby. Jayen was born in October of 2004. She was born at 26 weeks and 4 days. She was 2 pounds and 1 ounce. She was 13 and a half inches long. Isn't that right, boo? Jayen was in the hospital 3 months, and then she came home. In January of 2005, well, no, it was December of 2004, Jayen got sick in the hospital. She caught a lung infection called RSV. And, I mean, y'all, let me tell you. I noticed that she started sneezing. And I was like, well, why is her vital signs going crazy? I mean, they were just all over the place. Her heart rate kept slowing down. She wasn't breathing right. Her nose was running. And I'm like, my baby looked like she got a cold. Okay, she in the hospital, y'all, in the NICU unit. Just a week before that, we went to visit her to give her a bath and all of this stuff. And one of the nurses was sneezing. She didn't have on a mask, just coughing all over the place. And y'all, my husband cussed her out. I felt so bad because he cursed her out, all the way out. You ain't got no business in here in this nursery, which he was right. You know, she been a nurse, it don't matter how long, but she knows she's supposed to wear a mask, especially if you're not feeling well. Because all of those babies' immune systems are not good enough to handle that kind of stuff. So little did we know, the next week, they had to run some tests to find out why her heart kept dropping. And they found out she had RSV, which is like pneumonia for an infant, for a baby, or anybody under the age of a year. And she could no longer breathe on her own, so they put her in isolation. She was in isolation for 12 days, and she was on a ventilator. She was not breathing on her own at all. And I would go in, and she would just be laying there. They had her stretched out like this on the bed. Her arms were on a board, and she was tied down with like gauze, rows of gauze, and she had a receiving blanket across her face to hold her head still because she kept doing like this and snatching the breathing tube out. Well, this one particular day, we went to visit her. And to go visit, y'all, we had to scrub up and all kind of stuff. I mean, for 3 minutes, we had to stand there with a brush and antiseptic and just scrub. So we did that. We went to visit her, and we had to wear these yellow gowns, masks, head covers, go wash your hands, shoe covers, all of that. So we're standing there, and you could literally hear the cold in her chest. And we weren't even beside her bed yet. And it was, go use the soap in the bathroom. And you could just hear it. It was terrible. So my husband and I stood there, and we put our hands together on top of her back, and we just prayed for her. And so after our visit, later on that night, I don't usually call after 12 o'clock because that's when they do their shift change. But I called to check on her because I was worried about my baby. And the nurse said, we have good news and we have bad news. The good news is No, she said the bad news is Jayen extubated herself, meaning she pulled her tube out. And I was like, oh my God. And she said, but the good news is we didn't have to put it back in. The power of prayer, y'all. The power of prayer. Literally, God changed her. He did. He did after us praying for her. She could breathe on her own. All she had was just oxygen through her nose to keep her oxygen stats up. And it was just amazing. And you couldn't even hear that cold in her chest anymore. It was gone. Look over that move for the tongs for me. The ones that I open and close. Hold on, y'all. What? Oh, Corey done closed himself up and something, y'all. But anyway.
And Jayen calls it though.
Okay. She did well. She did wonderful. She did excellent. I was so happy. And she stayed in there about another week after this point. Huh? Oh yeah, Princeton. And sorry about that, y'all. But she was in there about another week, and almost 2 weeks at that point. And I was at work, and I would go after work to see her, but I was at work this particular day, and I got a phone call from my husband's insurance company. So they go 3 or 4 times a week to check on Jayen at the hospital, make sure she's getting everything that she needed, and they would call and give me a report if it was something that I needed to know, or if it was something that the doctors would prescribe for her, or some kind of procedure that I didn't know about, and they wanted to know how I felt, and if there was anything I needed to ask them, you know, I could do that. That was the first time we had ever been through anything like that. I didn't think the insurance companies do that. But to make a long story short, I got a call from the insurance company, and they were like, congratulations, I hear Jayen's coming home tomorrow. And I said, what? I said, I didn't know that. Let me call the hospital. So I called the hospital, and when they, you give them your name at the front desk, which they already knew me, and they were like, hold on a minute. So instead of her nurse picking up the phone, it was the head neonatologist, Dr. Lim. She was like, hi, Mrs. Richardson. I got a surprise for you. Your baby's coming home. Be here at 12 o'clock tomorrow to pick her up. And she gave me over the phone all of the instructions that we had to have. Jayen had to have a personal caregiver. She couldn't be in with a large group of kids. We had to wear sanitizers. We had to change our clothes whenever we came from outside. All kinds of things. So everything that she needed, they sent home from the hospital. Whether it was the disinfectant spray, get down. I'll call you in a minute. The disinfectant spray to sanitize the room, the air. Go! I'll call you. Excuse me, y'all. All of that old kind of stuff. Whatever she needed, the gloves, they sent it all home. I had, the little red wagons. I had 2 of those with all of her stuff that they had been giving her because, they have volunteer grandparents and all of that old stuff at the hospital. And they come and they sit and make clothes for the kids and bring them teddy bears, diapers, CD players so that they could listen, will have the moms to read books into the CD player, and they put them in the infant's incubator and let them hear mom, or they put this thing on them to record the mother's heartbeat, which actually works, y'all. It works with infants to help them sleep better. It helps them to grow better because they feel as though they hear mom's heartbeat and they feel like they're still inside of her. So it does something. It really, really works. So we took her home. Y'all, when I tell you God opened up the windows of heaven upon me, at that point I thought I had another 30 days because I didn't have a baby shower or anything. And I didn't have anything for her. When my boss talked to, because my boss agreed, because I was working at a child care center, my boss agreed to be Jalen's caregiver and her sole caregiver, meaning nobody else could touch her, feed her, nothing. So my boss talked to the doctor. She told her everything she needed to do. Let me tell y'all, that lady left going to do the bus run to pick up the school kids. Do you know she came back with bags and bags and bags and bags of stuff, everything that I would need at least for 30 days for Jalen. I boo-hoo cried like a baby because I was not expecting that. And even with the stuff that I had, like 10 bags of diapers that the hospital gave me. And then all of her formula the hospital gave me. Besides the breast milk that I had already pumped. So all of this stuff came about. And it was a blessing. And even after Jalen came home, God still continued to bless us. And it was overwhelming. One of my cousins, we were pregnant at the same time. She had her baby before I did. But I didn't know that she had the baby. And I didn't know that, you know, what the baby's name was. Come to find out, she had her baby shower. And all along, all of her sonograms say she was having a girl. When she pushed that baby out, y'all, she had a boy. Do you hear me? So she had to redo everything. My sister called and said, well, me and my cousin going to come over and we want to come see Jalen. So when they came, when I tell y'all, they had at least 30 of the 30-gallon garbage bags of just everything for a baby. Bottles, socks, shoes, bibs, pacifiers, clothes, up the yin-yang, diapers, wipes, powder, everything you needed for a baby that my cousin had already bought for her baby. She could no longer use it. So she gave it to me. I was so blessed. I cried bassinets, changer tables, because everything was in pink, and she had a boy. Stroller, car seat, all of that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, you know, because y'all, let me tell y'all something. If you don't know God is real, I know he's real. And not because of those material things. But I sat on the side of my hospital bed, and God said to me, she's okay. She's going to be fine. I chose this moment to show you. You knew that you weren't going to carry her to full term, and nobody could tell you otherwise. The same way you spoke that into existence, you could speak anything else into your life and into existence. He spoke that to me. That was my opportunity for me to learn how to take over my life. And it was a blessing. And I promise you, from that day to that one, no matter what the devil tried to do to take Jalen away from here, God said no. Jalen was a fighter. We would go in, and she literally would be pulling her feeding tube out. She would be taking the oxygen tube out. As long as they left her alone, she was fine. But when they started turning her around so her lungs wouldn't collapse and all of this kind of stuff, that's when her oxygen and everything, her heart rate, everything, they would have to stimulate her with something look like a little plastic hammer to get her heart rate back. But as long as they left Jalen on her stomach with her feeding tube in the position she wanted to be in, she was fine. But as soon as they started messing with her, that's when she had problems. And once God told me that, I knew she was going to be okay. She was, and she's here today. 8 years old. Has never really been sick. She, you know, would get a runny nose. She had to take certain types of shots for the first 3 years of her life. And those shots were $300 a shot, y'all. Oh, my gosh. It's called Synergist. And your insurance pay for some, and some of them, they don't, you know. So, but it was, you could always tell when it was time for her to have another shot, because she would start to sneeze. She would get, you know, a runny nose and that kind of stuff. And she was a blessing. God blessed us with the kind of car that I had been dreaming about for like 3 years. And I didn't pay a whole lot for it. I didn't have to do a whole lot. It was a blessing because we had a little small Toyota 2-door hatchback. And God blessed us with a minivan, and it was just one thing after another. And it was, when he has something planned, y'all, he gonna go all the way with it. He is. He's gonna go all the way with it. And I am just truly grateful to have my baby girl, Miss Jalen. She will be 9. I'm gonna talk about you. Sure. This is my Mia. Mia, how old are you, Mia?
6.
She's 6. And when is your birthday?
July 31st.
Just say July.
July.
Okay. Her birthday is the end of July. And Miss Mia was a surprise to me also. And I promise you, from the day she was born, she came 3 weeks early. But there wasn't a thing wrong with her. Get down. She came home from the hospital with me. Don't write on that. And she's here. She is my feisty one. She's the one that's full of fire. And she's smart and she's
I'm smart even in my class.
Oh, okay. She said she's the smartest one in her class. Alrighty then. And her teacher has nothing. Hold on, y'all. My phone about to go dead. Her teacher has nothing but good things to say about her. And that's my 2 youngest girls, y'all. So I just wanted to come and share this with y'all, my little experience with my baby today. I'll have to do another video with Mia helping me. So maybe I'll get her to help me in a little while when I do the other ones. But I thank y'all for watching. And I'm going to title this video, My Blessing. Even though it started out as a cooking video, this is my blessing. So I thank y'all. Anybody that's out there that has had a premature baby and might be going through this right now, please share this video to let them know that God is there. He's working things out. Just have to trust and believe in Him. And don't let nobody steal your thunder. Don't let them tell you, oh, this ain't going to work. Oh, where God is concerned, anything and everything works out. So I thank y'all for watching again. I love y'all. And bye, sugar.